The wind was sharp and full of poison. Commander Ray staggered through the dead valley of planet J47, each step heavier than the last. His boots sank into the gray sand, and every breath burned like fire in his chest. His biofilter blinked red. Again, warning, filter failure, 2% remaining. He had less than 10 minutes. Ray looked up at the dark sky. The alien war had ended weeks ago, but the planet was still dangerous. The air here could kill a human in seconds without protection. His suit had protected him until now. Damn it, he muttered. He scanned the rocky landscape. No shelter. No signal. No help. He was alone. Ray had come here to rescue a missing science team. But something went wrong. A strange explosion. A strange silence. Now he was the only one left. The wind howled again. Then he saw something, a movement. A body half buried under the sand near a black rock. Cautiously, Ray walked closer, gun ready. It was an alien. Tall, armored, with blue skin and deep wounds. One of the Zolari, the same species humans had been fighting for over 10 years. Ray raised his gun, but then stopped. The alien was barely breathing, eyes closed, chest rising slowly. He was dying. Ray stood there, torn. This alien could have killed humans, could have killed his friends, but right now, he was just another life, gasping for air. Ray knelt beside him and checked the pulse, weak, fading. He looked at the alien's cracked helmet, no filter. Ray whispered. The alien had no working bioprotection either. Just like him, Ray's own filter blinked red again. Critical failure, 0.9% remaining. His hands trembled. He looked at the alien, then at the sky, then at the little oxygen tank on his back. He had maybe 3 minutes left, but the alien had even less. Ray made a decision. Damn the orders, he said softly. He took off his helmet. The poisonous air stabbed into his lungs instantly, but he fought the pain. He unsealed the emergency oxygen mask from his side and placed it over the alien's face. The tank clicked, and oxygen began to flow. The alien's chest moved faster. He was breathing better. Ray smiled faintly. Come on, live. He leaned against the rock, coughing hard. His vision blurred. Filter offline. The system was dead now. And soon, so would he be. But it was okay. He looked at the alien again. There was something peaceful about saving someone, even someone he was told to hate. Ray pulled out a small recorder from his pocket and clicked it on. If anyone finds this, he began, his voice weak. My name is Commander Ray Carter. Human Alliance. I was part of the rescue team for Dr. Lima's group. I think they're all gone now. He coughed hard. Blood touched his lips. I found one Zolari soldier, wounded, dying. I gave him my oxygen. I hope he makes it. Not because he's a friend, but because he's alive. He looked at the alien one last time. We were taught to hate them. Maybe they were too, but maybe we were both lied to. The recorder fell from his hand. His breathing slowed. Darkness crept into the edges of his mind, and then silence. The wind blew over the dead valley once again, but now it carried something else, a story that was just beginning. Far in the distance, a drone light blinked. Someone was watching. Asterisk darkness. Then, a sharp breath. The alien's eyes snapped open, cold blue and full of confusion. His name, what was it? Ta leapt. His body ached. His chest burned. Every muscle screamed as he tried to move. He was lying on cracked stone, covered in alien dust, surrounded by silence. A mask was pressed to his face. Oxygen, but not Solari oxygen. This was human. Thalik ripped the mask off and sat up suddenly, gasping. Pain shot through his side. He looked down, bandaged. A quick fix, field style. Not his people's method. He turned his head and saw it. A human body, lying still by the rock, helmet off, face pale. chest barely rising. The same human who gave him the air he now breathed. The same enemy he was trained to kill. Thalek froze. Why? Why would a human give up his last breath for him? He stared for a moment, heart racing. Then, slowly he crawled closer to the man. Blood from the human's mouth. Burn marks along his neck. Signs of toxic air. A small blinking light beside him. A recording device. Thalek pressed play. "My name is Commander Ray Carter, Human Alliance." The voice was weak, shaking. Thalek listened to every word, eyes narrowing with each sentence. The man had no reason to save him, no promise, no order, yet he did. Ray's last words played again in Thalek's head. "We were taught to hate them. Maybe we were both lied to." Thalek felt something strange in his chest. A mix of guilt, confusion, and something he never expected to feel for a human. Respect. He looked around. The battlefield was quiet now, but not safe. Strange shadows moved far in the mist. Machines? Creatures? He didn't have time to wonder. Thalek lifted Ray in his arms. The man was heavier than he looked. "You saved me, human," Thalek muttered. "Now it's my turn." The path to shelter was long and broken. Thalek limped over rocks and past burning metal wrecks, carrying Ray through ghost-like terrain. His own people would not accept this. He was a warrior carrying an enemy. A traitor. Maybe. But Thalek didn't care. He found a cave, half collapsed but enough to hide. He laid Ray down gently, checked his pulse. Weak. But there. Thalek pulled a small shard of tech from his own armor, a survival shard, storing emergency energy. He connected it to the human's oxygen gear, recharging it just enough to last a few more hours. He sat down beside him, breathing hard. And then he heard it, a voice, faint, from his gums. "Thalek, are you alive?" He tapped his ear. "I am," he answered. "Wounded. I have someone with me." There was silence. Then, "Who?" Thalek paused. Then he said it straight. "A human." More silence. "Bring him in alive, immediately. He may be the key." Thalek's eyes narrowed. The key to what? But the voice was gone. Just static. He looked at Ray again. The key to what? And why were they watching? In the shadows outside, a small mechanical eye blinked once and vanished into the dark. The rain on J47 wasn't like Earth's dot. It didn't fall. It floated slow, glowing droplets that hovered before touching the ground, hissing like acid when they landed. Thalek walked through it, carrying the human who once would have been his enemy. Now he was something else. Ray's head rested against Thalek's shoulder, pale, barely alive. The oxygen mask still working, barely thanks to the small shard of energy Thalek had given him. Each step was harder. The weight, the pain. In his leg, the eyes watching from the mist. But he kept moving, because this human had given everything for him. And Thalek wasn't going to let that go to waste. Hours passed. Then the ground shifted beneath his feet. A trap. Too late. A metal spike shot up from the ground, nearly hitting his side. He jumped back, but more appeared. A circle of defense machines, old battlefield sentries left behind. Still active. Still hunting. They scanned Thalek, paused, then beeped red when they saw the human in his arms. Target identified. Human Alliance. Terminate. Guns whirred. Thalek dropped to the ground, rolling behind a broken pillar. Bullets sprayed the stone. He looked at Ray, still breathing, eyes fluttering now. "Stay down," Thalek muttered. "Or just stay alive." He grabbed a broken blade from the ground. Zelari tech is kind, still glowing faintly. One shot. He waited. Calculated. Then moved. In one leap, he dashed between the sentries, slicing the first in half. Sparks flew. Another aimed. He ducked, then tossed a small EMP chip toward it. Boom. Silence. The last machine turned and stopped. A red light on its eye blinked. then turned green. Zalari code accepted. Unit deactivated. Thalik exhaled, but something wasn't right. That last one had shut down by choice, like it recognized him, or was ordered to stop. Later, inside the ruins of an old Cums tower, Thalik made camp. He set Ray down gently, using broken wires to hold up the oxygen pack. Ray's eyes opened for the first time in hours. He looked confused, then saw the alien face leaning over him. "You." "Again," Ray whispered, voice dry. "You're welcome," Thalik said simply. Ray managed a weak smile. "I didn't think you'd come back." Thalik looked away. "I almost didn't." A pause. Ray looked around. "Where are we?" "Enemy ground," Thalik answered. "But only if we're seen." Ray tried to sit up and failed. "I gave you my last breath." "I know," Thalik said, eyes narrowing. "Why are you helping me?" The answer was slow. Double quotes, because ... "You're not what I was told humans are." They sat in silence, two soldiers from two enemy worlds, sharing broken space and the last heat of survival. Then Thalik's cum buzzed again, a different voice this time. "Unit Thalik, you are off course. Your location has been logged." Thalik stiffened. "Who is this? We are watching. The human must live. Bring him to us, alone." Ray looked at Thalik. What was that? Thalik didn't answer, because now he understood something deeper. This wasn't just about war, this was about something much bigger, something hidden, something watching from the dark. And it wanted Ray. The cave was cold, not from weather, but from silence. Ray stared at the firelight dancing across the metal walls. His body still ached. Breathing was hard. But his mind was clear now, clear enough to realize something wasn't right. Across from him, Thalik sat sharpening a blade, not for killing, for thinking. Aliens and humans rarely spoke without shouting. But these two, one broken by war, the other broken by truth, sat like old soldiers in quiet understanding. Ray finally broke the silence. "Who was on that cum yesterday?" Thalik didn't look up. "I don't know, but they knew your name." Ray frowned. "I'm not that important." Thalik's eyes flicked to him. Double quotes, "Yes, you are." 2 days ago, human medical log subject Ray Carter. Survivor of biowave 7. Immune to all known air toxins on J47. Antibodies are producing unknown protein strands. Possible cure source for planetary virus. Ray didn't know this, but others did. Hidden labs. Secret files. Black Ops. Thalik had seen the report just once years ago during a mission to raid a human facility. He remembered the name Carter and the file marked Asset Class. Red. The kind of label you don't ask questions about. Ray leaned against the wall, coughing again. Thalik finally spoke. "Do you know what's inside you?" Ray looked confused. "What? You survived the gas. No human does." "You should be dead," Ray blinked. He remembered something back during training. Doctors had tested his blood many times. He thought it was for research, routine. They said I was lucky. Thalik stood. "No, you're not lucky. You're evolved." He walked over, holding a small scanner. He placed it near Ray's arm. The screen lit up. Unknown strain detected. Adaptive antibodies active. Ray stared. "What does it mean?" Thalik looked at him. "It means you can survive what others can't. You're immune. And maybe ... others could be too." Ray's mouth went dry. "You think I'm a cure?" Thalik nodded. "Maybe the only one." Far away, on the edge of orbit, a dark ship hovered silently. Inside, cold voices spoke over monitors, watching the signal coming from Thalik's scanner. "Target located. His blood is active. Proceed with retrieval." A cold figure nodded, pressing a button. "Make sure the alien doesn't survive." Back in the cave, Ray's hands shook. "I didn't ask for this," he said. "I was just a soldier." Thalik stared at him. "Sometimes soldiers are chosen, not asked. Ray closed his eyes. What now? Thalek turned to the shadows outside. We move. Ray struggled to stand. Where? Thalek answered simply, somewhere. They can't find us. Somewhere you don't die in a lab. Ray looked at him, surprised. You're protecting me? Thalek looked back. You saved me with your last breath. That means something. Then a sudden noise echoed through the rocks. Not. Wind. A voice mechanical, cold. Commander Ray Carter. Surrender. You are surrounded. Ray grabbed his gear. Thalek grabbed his blade. From the darkness, red lights moved. Dozens. Not human. Not Zalari. Something else. Ray whispered. They're not here to rescue me, are they? Thalek's eyes narrowed. No, they're here to collect. You. And from deep in the shadows, a new voice whispered into the air. The weapon is awake. Now. Let's take it apart. Smoke. It clung to Ray's skin like a second layer. The cave was gone, blown apart, half of it buried under burning stone. If Thalek hadn't pushed him behind the shield wall, Ray would have died. Again, Ray's ears rang. The world spun. But his eyes searched one thing. Kalan Tha. The alien warrior pulled himself from rubble, wounded, limping. Are you okay? Ray shouted. Tha. Nodded weakly, one arm holding his side. But they didn't have time. Figures stepped through the dust. Human armor, clean, elite. A rescue team? Ray stood, coughing. Hey, I'm Commander Carter, Human Alliance. We need help. The lead soldier lifted his helmet. A familiar face. Colonel Ashir, Ray's old commander, sharp eyes, clean boots. The kind of man who smiled during briefings but never blinked during orders. Commander Carter, Ashir said. You're hard to track. Ray relaxed just a little. We were attacked, he explained. There are other forces on this planet. Not human. Not Zalari. Something else. Ashir nodded. Yes, we know. Ray frowned. You knew? Ashir stepped closer. And we know about your blood too. Everything inside Ray went cold. What? Ashir glanced at Thalek. You're a valuable asset, Ray. Your blood could stop wars. Cure planets. Rewrite biology itself. That's why we need you. Ray looked at him, realizing the tone wasn't kind, it was clinical. Need me? Ray said. Or own me? Ashir gave a thin smile. You're not a soldier anymore, Ray. You're property now. Thalek growled, stepping forward. Is this your rescue? A cage? Ashir turned to his men. Take the human. Neutralize the alien. Guns raised. Ray stepped between them. He saved my life twice. Ashir didn't care. He's an alien. He's expendable. And just like that, the betrayal was clear. Not from enemies, from home. Thalek moved first, faster than Ray had ever seen. A blur of motion. A blade flashing. One soldier went down. Another fired. Ray ducked, pulling a pistol from the ground. The kind humans used for defense, but never for rebellion. He shot the weapon from a soldier's hands. Stand down. Ray yelled. You're not taking us. Ashir watched calmly, then said one word. Phase 2. Behind them, something fell from the sky. Not a drone. A pod. It opened. And out stepped a machine. Twice Thalek's size. Built from stolen Zalari tech and human. Steel, eyes red. Voice deep. Target. Carter. Priority, capture, resistance, lethal force authorized. Ray whispered, what the hell is that? Thalek stared at it. A shadow born from both our worlds. They ran, through ruins, past shattered metal trees and old graves of soldiers long. Forgotten. The machine followed. Silent. Fast. Ashir didn't chase. He didn't have to. He just watched. And waited. Later, hidden in a canyon, Ray patched up Thalek's arm with shaking hands. I thought they'd save me. Ray said softly. Thalek looked up. They don't want to save you. They want to use you. Ray sat down beside him. Then, Who do I trust? Thalek was silent for a long time, then finally said, no one. Except the one who gave you their last breath. Ray looked at him. You mean you? Thalek stared ahead. No, you. The wind carried a strange sound through the canyon. Like breathing, but it wasn't them. From the shadows, the red machine watched again, waiting for orders. This time they had one. Bring back the human alive. And leave nothing else. Asterisk night on J47 wasn't dark. It was blue. Everything glowed. The rocks, the wind, the strange mist floating over dead ground, like the planet was alive. But morning. Ray stumbled through it, holding Thalek over his shoulder. The alien warrior was fading fast. The wound from the canyon fight had grown worse. And now, the poison from the machine's blade had entered his blood. Each step Thalek took was slower than the last. Behind them, deep in the blue fog, the machine still hunted them, never stopping, never sleeping. Ray kept going, dragging Thalek into the wreck of an old supply ship, half buried, rusted, broken open like a rib cage. They dropped inside. Ray pressed his hand to Thalek's chest, still breathing, but barely. Thalek's eyes opened, clouded, tired. You should have left me. Ray shook his head. No chance. You don't owe me anything. Ray stared at him. Maybe not. But you didn't owe me either. And still, you gave me air. Thalek smiled faintly. I regret that now. Ray grinned. Too late. Then the smile faded. Thalek was cold now, shivering. Ray searched the wreck until he found a medkit. Most of it was broken. But one thing still worked. Life transfer capsule. A dangerous piece of alien tech, banned by both human and Zellari councils. It let one body give life energy to another. One survives, the other. Ray stared at it, then looked at Thalek and felt his heart twist. Outside, the machine scanned the ground. Its voice echoed through the broken planet. Commander Ray Carter, surrender. You will not be harmed. The alien will not be spared. Ray gripped the device. He could run. Alone. Leave Thalek behind. Live. Be the cure. The hero. The weapon everyone wanted. But he looked at the alien warrior, someone who carried him, saved him, fought beside him, someone who was once called enemy, and knew the answer. He sat beside Thalek, pulling the device from its case. Thalek stirred, eyes wide. No, he whispered. Don't do this. You gave me your breath, Ray said. Now I give you mine. Thalek tried to sit up. But Ray activated the transfer. A soft pulse glowed between them. Light, slow at first. Then stronger. Thalek's body began to warm. His breathing smoothed. Ray exhaled, long, deep, and smiled. I hope this makes us even. A sound outside. The machine turned. A new heat signal. Someone was alive again. It broke through the wall of the wreck, ripping metal like paper. But inside, it didn't find Ray standing. It found Thalek, fully conscious. Eyes sharp. Blade in hand. Ray lay behind him. Still. The machine scanned. Target mismatch. Human signal low. Alien priority not assigned. Thalek stepped forward. I assign you one now. And attack. Sparks flew. Steel against steel. Alien. Tech versus stolen metal. The wreck burned. And somewhere inside the fire, a memory echoed. Sometimes soldiers are chosen, not asked. By morning, the wreck was silent. The machine was gone. Smoke rose into the glowing sky. And in the ashes, Thalek carried Ray again, not to escape, but toward the final place where the truth would be revealed, and a new choice would be made, a harder one, because death was not the only price left to pay. Dust rose around Thalek's boots as he stepped onto the old human outpost, abandoned, silent, forgotten by war, remembered by ghosts. He carried Ray in his arms, still unconscious, still breathing, but fading fast. The energy transfer had bought time. Not a miracle dot above them. The sun of J47 never truly rose. It just glowed behind clouds like a watching eye, never blinking. Inside the outpost, broken screens flickered. A voice message looped from an old terminal. This facility is closed, evacuated, no further transmissions. But one terminal still worked, and Thalik knew what to do. He laid Ray gently on a medical bed, connected the wires, placed the blood sample into the scanner, and waited. The screen blinked. Scanning Ray's blood. Sample accepted. Unknown strain detected. Match found. Viral code 847 result. Natural immunity to 100%. Then a second screen lit up. Upload cure to network? Thalik froze. This was it. One button, and every outpost, every lab, every allied species would receive the cure. Millions saved. But one warning flashed in red. Uploading cure will expose source ID. Carter will be traceable across all systems. Capture likely. Thalik looked down at Ray. If he uploaded the cure, Ray would be hunted again, caged, dissected, used. But if he didn't, the virus would keep spreading. He stared at the button. Silent. Still. Then, slowly, pressed it. Upload. Confirmed. Across the galaxy somewhere, a child would live. A colony would recover. A war would end before it began, all because of one human. Later, Ray woke to the soft beeping of a med unit. He blinked, then saw Thalik sitting nearby, staring out the shattered window into the mist. "You did it," Ray said, voice dry. Thalik didn't look back. "You're famous now." Ray laughed weakly. "Lucky me." Then silence. Thalik turned, something in his hand. A small device. Ray frowned. "What's that?" Thalik walked over, placed it in Ray's hand. Ray looked closer. It was his old voice recorder, the one he thought he lost in the desert. "I found it near the place you gave me your oxygen," Thalik said. "I fixed it." Ray clicked it on. His own voice played, soft and shaking. "If you're hearing this, maybe we weren't so different after all." Ray looked up. Eyes full. Thalik nodded once. "You were never a weapon, Ray. You were the cure." 1 month later. Galactic News. Broadcast 99.41. Open transmission. The outbreak on planet J47 has ended. A cure was uploaded anonymously. Source unknown. Reports suggest a human soldier, presumed dead, may have been involved. His last known location was beside a fallen Zalari warrior. Neither body was recovered, but a message was found. The screen shifts, a blurry recording. Grainy footage, a human voice, tired but steady. "This is Commander Ray Carter. If you're watching this, it means I'm probably gone. But that's okay, because someone had to go first. Someone had to believe the war could end. We met as enemies. We died as brothers, and maybe that's how peace begins." Far away, on a quiet moon, a memorial stands, 2 symbols carved. Side by side, Human Alliance, Zalari Honor crest below it. One line is written: "He gave his final breath to save a warrior he'd never met, and a galaxy that never asked."